right, IGN got another Redfall trailer. Hopefully this one is way more better at showing gameplay than the last one. Because, oh boy, that one didn't look good. But it says the final preview, so we'll see. Check it out.
I can do this forever.
Alone, Redfall is creepy. The town is littered with stories of people who were attacked by or turned into vampires when the vampire gods took over the once charming island town. Wandering through dark spaces with only a flashlight to guide the way heightens tension even when armed. Developer Arcane Austin knows how to craft a menacing atmosphere. However, the odds changed noticeably when other players joined the adventure.
Really?
Together, we made quick work of vampires, their cult followers, and the mercenary
it
group.
It looks like this
on
game would
taking
just be
us down.
fine.
Instead of quiet mutters in the
There's
dark,
nothing, like,
there was camaraderie.
crazy
and what
about
was
it.
once a potentially chilling challenge through an infested city became a hunting party ready to take on the biggest baddies with guns and powers blazing.
It's kind of giving me like that
Pleasure of
Ghostbusters
playing about
game.
4
It's like the
hours of
Ghostbusters
Redfall on
game.
PC
I
with
think.
1, 2,
That's what it
and
feels. That's what it's
3
looking like.
additional
It
co-op
feels like to
members.
me.
In that time, we liberated a community
way-
center, took on the procedurally generated vampire nests, fought mini
Getting that
bosses,
feeling.
and did plenty of exploring. My temporary teammates at Arcane Austin indulged me in trying out the hard difficulty, and with that settled, we were off.
Yeah.
The Redfall developers have made it abundantly clear at this point that, despite having the look of some other looter shooters or
Yeah.
4-player co-op games, Redfall is still an Arcane game. Sure, there are limited abilities per character and stealth isn't as big of a factor, but the storytelling and simulated world are all there.
Right.
You'll randomly stumble across a vampire feasting on an unfortunate victim, opposing factions suddenly break out in gunfire, and sometimes you'll hear enemies discuss their plans for the future.
Okay.
This all still feels true with 2-player co-op. The bulk of my playtime at Arcane Austin was with creative director Ricardo Bear, who played as Jacob, a former mercenary turned solo sniper with a magical eye and raven to go with it. I tested Devinder, a cryptid hunter who came to Redfall for a book signing and ended up putting his tools to use to help liberate the town. I
Yeah.
picked up the controller and promised Bear I'd rein in my worst gaming tendencies, scanning the contents of a shop
health and
for spare
flashlight.
health and imaginary junk food my character doesn't need but deserves, and watching enemy patterns to scheme the best way to eliminate them as efficiently as possible. Old habits die hard, and I frequently found myself drifting off our path to explore.
Okay.
With only one other person on the adventure, more often than not, I
Yeah.
felt like we were partnered.
This is definitely a lot better than the last
Redfall
one they
stands
showed.
still in the moment the vampires attacked. Though we didn't spend much time with the main Redfall story, what I know is this. In order to defeat the now reigning vampire gods of Redfall, we must first understand who they were before they turned.
Yeah.
Then we can strike. Before then, though, we had plenty of fun coordinating attacks against lesser but still powerful vampires and their followers. I did get to liberate the Redfall Maritime
so we
Center
got sniper
from a menacing
lasers,
blood tree, though. It was a
automatics.
quick fight with some loot and story beats as a reward. With the center free, we were able to collaborate with the civilians to
They should have, like, a
establish
chainsaw
another main
gun.
base of operations.
Maybe some
Working
Gears of
with the
War type
people
shit.
of Redfall is not only a major story element, but a nice general theme that's apparent through all its parts. For instance, instead of getting money,
Alright.
you earn support. The currency is earned by completing objectives and finding useful items that go back to the folks hiding in safe houses. Toilet paper has a higher value than, say, a creepy doll or a wedding ring.
I feel like this is like a downscale version of Dead Island 2.
Layla joined us next.
That's a neat trick.
Her psychic abilities are versatile,
but
but
have a
probably
lot
the
more,
coolest part of her kit is how she can call in her vampire ex-boyfriend to help slay
What?
enemies.
Yeah.
Combat balance with 3 players still
style.
felt good as we challenged more special vampires.
Yeah.
The best chance we had at a guaranteed fight with good loot was by taking on side quests. We did one that required us to eliminate another blood tree, but this time Redfall's
that was a
iconic
30 FPS
angler
when that thing
waited
broke.
inside the tree as its fiend. This vampire was noticeably at a disadvantage when taking on 3 of us, as it was only able to target and reel in 1 player, but it still got some pulls on us that we were able to quickly counter. During our time taking on cult camps, we encountered other special vampires among their ranks. These included things like the Shroud, a tricky vampire that casts a dark bubble over players, limiting their field of vision with a dark purple wall. She'll also throw attacks that can be rather damaging if you're not paying
it's like
attention.
completely
Then there
dark
was the
too.
Blood Bag, a gross vampire that floated around with sacks of blood that, when destroyed, does explosive damage. Killing any of these special vampires and completing objectives contributes to angering the vampire gods. A meter shows
It's
up
kind
as
of like
a
it's trying to go
reminder, once
like the
full,
Left 4 Dead
the rook
route.
appears. The only way to be rid of a rook is to either die or kill it. Like other special vampires, the rook can teleport and has its own special abilities, like summoning the
Not really,
thunderstorm
though.
that does heavy damage if you stay outside. However, kiting
I can see the
indoors
potential
poses its own challenges as the rook is fast. Slaying the rook gives a guaranteed unrivaled drop, the most powerful kind of weapon in Redfall. Random enemies getting dragged into a rook fight or any boss fight certainly makes these encounters more challenging, but even that changes when 4 heroes are in the party. Our fourth and final player
It's like
joined
it's
in
missing
as
Shadow.
Remy,
Let's make it quick then.
the last of the 4 characters
Shadow's just
available at
super
launch.
light.
Like Dev, Remy is big on gadgets. Her robot partner Brabone can distract enemies. She's got
Old
C4 to
Fortnite.
explode enemies from afar.
First season of Fortnite.
And her ultimate serves as a massive buff to revive fallen allies in the well and heal all members in the well over time. The 4-player co-op dynamic is as chaotic as you'd imagine it, though it was also easy to pair off and approach objectives creatively. Sometimes one of us would use a cool UV weapon to turn a vampire to stone from
Ain't
afar,
afraid of no
giving
vampire
the other
ghosts.
an opportunity to finish it off with a satisfying punch. Redfall doesn't require each player to use a different character, nor is any character limited on the weapons they can use, making character selection a personal but optional strategic choice too. The main new challenge we took on as a group was fighting our way through vampire nests. These procedurally generated challenges only take a few minutes to get through and don't necessarily involve combat. In our run, we got the basic blood trance
So
nest
you tell me you can
characteristic,
skip that whole
one that
scenario?
meant all vampires were asleep and would wake upon being attacked, or if we touched the blood tendrils connecting them to the nest. We carefully avoided them, destroying the heart at the end of the nest to trigger its collapse, and gathered a ton of loot before making our escape. If you don't leave before the nest completely destabilizes, you'll only lose the bonus experience that's awarded for successfully escaping. Nests provide an interesting gameplay element aside from a one-off adventure. Their territory is marked by a field that gives a buff to all vampires within its vicinity, making the area more dangerous. The longer a nest is left alone, the larger its territory becomes. Arcane Austin studio director Harvey Smith told me that other nest characteristics include things like a completely dark version filled with the sleeping vampire traps and even nests with fire hazards everywhere. Cozy, huh? Despite playing on the hard difficulty, mini-boss challenges like the Rook were easy to take on with 4 people. Instead of requiring a ton of kiting to take it down, we just let Brabone grab
stunning
its
the hell out of
attention
him.
and filled the monster with bullets.
Yeah.
Bear did
I think this
say
game is just
Arcane
fine.
is constantly tuning difficulty, and I even heard him making notes to the team watching us play regarding changes he wanted to make.
I feel like this game could
We
be just
weren't
a
on
one
the
and
final
done type
build either,
thing, though.
which was
The game
noticeable
looks
with
like
some
a one and
graphical
done.
glitches and hitches, but that's not too unusual with pre-release
That's the fun
builds.
factor is,
And
like,
as
through
with
the roof,
most games these
you know?
days, Bear said they'd be listening to the Redfall community post-launch and tune the game as needed. Combat aside, one of the greatest joys in co-op with all the characters are the interactions.
There she is.
It's not only their conversations, but also how they engage with the world. For example, each character plays instruments with varying levels of skill. It's a small detail, but a delightful one that further immersed me in Arcane's Redfall. Collecting notes and taking stock of the little details did make me feel like I was falling behind my team at times, but exploration is still important. For instance, we found a series of bells that, when rung correctly, led to a secret area with loot and plenty of vampires to fight. Even with the additional time I got in Redfall, I haven't gotten to play much
Go get him, Dev. Back a second. Let's notice. Okay. Additional firearm. Okay, so we got like it's kind of good. Got the like the Spider-Man. Huh? Tree. Okay. Huh.
With weapon loadouts or skill trees. My time did confirm that when Redfall is out on May 2nd, I'll want to have multiple instances going. A solo playthrough so I can explore corners and read notes to my heart's content, and at least one instance of a co-op game so I can learn more about all the characters.
This game looks like it's made for co-op though.
Who I want to play, but I know at the very least I'm going to have a good time staking vampires. For more on Redfall, don't miss our single-player preview, and for everything else in the world of gaming, stick with IGN.
There you go. Yeah, this trailer was way more better than the last one. A lot more better. I'm with formative too. So yeah, I was looking at this. Got loadout, skills, map, missions, or stuff. So it looks like we have up to 3 weapons. Food? Like it? Or is it 2? Backpack up to 40. Okay. This is yeah, you got for your locked. And so we have outfits, of course. A freaking wolf. And Wolfman Jack. Alright. But there you go. Yeah. The trailer's not bad than the last one. Definitely it's fine. I feel like this game could be just a one and done though. Like most like most games. It's not like too crazy. I could definitely probably see a little bit of the fun factor in this, but I think it's a one-time playthrough though. Or could be 2, you know? Get some crazy special thing on, but yeah, not bad. We ain't gonna see like, oh my god, this is the best game ever. But yeah, it's fine. It's pretty much fine. There you go. Hey, let's look down to some of the comments right now. I still get preferences just fine. Yep, I feel that same way. Like more werewolf games, so I'm supporting. There's like more, yeah, actually, yeah, because one of the main things in the video, dude had like a wolf outfit. Loving the inverse cinematic frame rate. Pumped. Yeah. Some people like it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely playing it on Game Pass for sure. This game definitely is going to be fine for me to play on Game Pass. Yeah, buddy. Like they got the seems like it's doing all right. But yeah, I'm with this guy. Just like feel like this is going to be fine. I feel like that too. Sasha. Yep. But yeah, there you go. Red motherfucking fall. There it is. All right.